Hey everybody, it's Chris back with another review for the Blue Collar Beer Gourmet. Tonight I'm going to be reviewing one of the selections I picked up in San Diego. This is actually a special bottle I picked up at Stone Brewing in Escondido. If you've ever been out to that facility, it's beautiful. Nancy's not much of a beer drinker, but even she had a good time just walking around the grounds, and they've got a nice retail store, clothing and special bottles and whatnot. And uh, Turned out that one of the bottles that was supposed to be available only in Escondido, that I brought back for Tony, is now available in Vegas. I'm a little annoyed about that, but this is a beer that is available. I picked it up, like I said, at Stone. It's it's a double IPA, and this is actually the release prior to the release. So this is the Stone Loral and Dr. Rudi's Inevitable Adventure Double IPA, and that's what it looks like. It's not available in stores yet, but it will be available sometime in 2018. Um, and So this is a combination of two different hops, the Loral and Dr. Rudi's. And apparently, from what I've read on Untapped, Dr. Rudi hops have been around since 1976, originally called Super Alpha hops. Loral hops are fairly new. They were just introduced in 2016. This bottle is a bomber, as you can see, a 22-ounce bottle, and I paid $7.75 for it. Now, you might say that that's not a blue-collar deal, and you would be right, but it was my honeymoon, and I was in San Diego and more breweries there than any other county in the union, and this was something I just felt that I had to try. Now, I've already given a bottle of this to Tony. He says it was pretty good, nothing extraordinary. Um, Cumulatively, 323 people have given this a 3.89, which is actually kind of low considering, how wonderful this is supposed to be. But anyway, this is it. It does have an ABV of, where are we? Where's my ABV? Show me an ABV. Okay, 8.9. So as you can tell, this is alcohol-y. And for a double, though, that's kind of what you'd expect. Looking for my opener. This is my Venezia opener that Tony brought back to me from Italy. So let's just crack this bad boy open. And going to be using my Tenaya Creek IPA glass. Just to tell you one more time, Tuesday nights, walk into Tenaya Creek, lay down $6. They're going to get a glass just like this, or a different variety, full of one of the house beers. You come back $3 later with that same glass. You're going to get refills. Walk out the door with the glass in your hand. Come back next Tuesday with the same glass in your hand. You're going to get $3 refills. So you can't beat that deal with a stick. All right, let's see how this bad boy pours, shall we? And I can already smell the alcohol. I should have mentioned that when I actually first opened this, but yeah, the alcohol is very strong on this. And there you have it. That is a very high carbonation. Lots and lots of carbonation in that. In fact, I'm going to try to get a little bit closer so you can see. Super duper bubbles. I don't think Sprite has this many bubbles. As I'm looking at this, I'm noticing that the head is very, very slowly dissipating. This is a pretty resilient head. Okay, I gotta be honest. I was going to age this, and then I noticed that on the bottle it said drink fresh. So I decided to do that. At this very moment, I'm smelling more hop oil than I am actual hops. But I'm smelling a little bit of fruitiness, a little bit of graham cracker. The fruit that I'm smelling is probably closest to orange, perhaps lemon. Anyway, so there it is, $7.75 for a 22-ounce bottle. Probably it's going to be more expensive than that when it hits shelves because the beer that I was talking about that I bought for Tony was $13 there, and it's $19.99 here in Vegas. So anyway, I think I've gone blah, blah, blah long enough. Let's get to drinking, shall we? Cheers. Well, you notice the alcohol burn. I'm going to describe it as a low mouthfeel. I'm tasting some hops, a little bit of bitterness, um, kind of alcohol-y. I don't know. I'm kind of seeing why this only has a 3.89 out of, I think it was 323 people. I'm going to double check that again. Yeah, 323 people gave this a cumulative score of 3.89. That's not saying a whole lot, quite frankly. There's not a hell of a lot of flavor to this beer. There just isn't. I'm sorry. I wish there was. I wish I could tell you this was an exceptional beer and you're all going to be enjoying it once it's available on shelves, but frankly, this is overpriced. And I'm not impressed with the flavor. I'm not impressed with anything about this. Tony said that it was, nice but not great, and I think he was just trying to spare my feelings. This is not just not nice, it virtually has no flavor. I feel like I'm drinking rubbing alcohol because I've got that alcohol burn, but there's almost no flavor to this. There's a little bit of bitterness, but this was certainly not worth the money. And I'm sure I could have come back with something a hell of a lot better for the $15.50 that I spent on these two bottles. Um, well, there you have it, gang. I spend $7.75 on a bottle of beer, and it ain't worth it. I've had plenty of $1.49, $1.79, $1.99 bottles of beer that were better than this. So here it is again, one more time. The Dr. Rudi's excuse me, Loral and Dr. Rudi's Inevitable Adventure Double IPA. Uh, Nothing to write home about. In fact, I'm giving it a 3.25, and I think I'm being you know what? No, I'm not. I'm giving it a 3.0. Um, and I think that's actually being generous. It's going to get a 2.75. I think I just talked myself down a whole point 0.5, starting where I was going to start. But 2.75 is what that's getting. That is not. There's nothing special about this at all, and I'm not particularly happy about the money I spent on this beer. But anyway, there's going to be more San Diego beers coming in the rest of the month and even into January. There's going to be San Diego beers. So, yeah, once again, Stone has failed to impress on this one. Until next time, drink good beer, don't break the bank doing it, and cheers.